Patriot 6 here tonight, Monday night. Let's get her done. Let's get her done. It's time, guys. It's time we get this baby rolling and get it rocking. I should have said rocking and a rolling, but you know what? I started that and I'm going to stick to it. Listen, everyone, Monday night, we just came off of a holiday weekend. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving weekend. I know I did, as I reported to you guys on the call the other night. I was not looking forward to Thanksgiving, but we ended up having an amazing Thanksgiving. Saturday night, I left Ron's house around 10:30. I got home. Everything was nice. My daughter-in-law was not home yet. She had to leave and go to her grandmother's birthday party, which was a kind of funny birthday party because they had 50 to 60 people there. They made a big deal. Their grandma's old, and her grandma couldn't even attend because she came down supposedly with that, you know, that thing that everybody, we all stayed away from, that big C, you know, that happened in 2020. Now, when I say big C, you know what it's for, but sometimes I might say the C, which would also stand for cancer. But usually I'll just say cancer because it's something we know about, and it should have been taken care of years ago. But I think we're this close, guys. I really believe we're this close to taking care of it. You know, well, you should, Kevin. You should tell your boss when this is done. When this is ready, you're done. And so should anybody else. But then you remember, depending on your age, no matter how much you get, they still want you to work or do a project. And we're going to get into that tonight. You know, the information out there, I feel, is getting great. Not because we're getting so much of it, but because we're not. You know, because I'm going to go in and talk to the kids because I want to do the show. And I don't know how long it's going to be. It's just going to be the show. And, but anyway, Jimmy, just before I got on the show, I was doing some research on the beds. Buddy, they're ready. We just got to get the hat to let's get her done. You know, and I'm talking let's let it get her done because, see, the other night, I usually watch this channel at nighttime, and I watch Ion, and I like the show Hawaii 5-0 on Friday night. And, you know, they play it pretty much until 1 o'clock our time in the morning. And the other night they had Christmas shows on. And I got nothing against Ion Christmas shows. You know, I like Christmas shows. I like the love and the laughter and the lights and the spirit of Christmas, the love. And I like that. But the other night they had mystery Christmas shows. What do you mean mystery? You want to find out who did this? Who stole Grandma's ball at mystery at Christmas? Come on. So I started turning around, and I found a channel on, and it was with the old boy that says, "Let's get her done." You know, Jeff Foxworthy and, you know, Ron White and, you know, the other two guys. You know, the big guy that let's get her done. And these guys are hilarious. You know, guys, you got to find these four people. You got to find them and watch them. Record them and watch them again and again, because it doesn't matter how many times you see this. These guys are funny. And you can take the worst day in the world and make you laugh and feel good. I really hope and pray they're not bad. I really do. But we won't know until we know. But anyway, Jimmy, we're so close. And then, you know, I get thinking about our little cowboy, you know, Patriot 11, and his two friends, the two little girls. And, you know, then, you know, little Leona sent me some pictures of Thanksgiving, and I sent some back of my grandkids, me, and I got to get her a picture of Uncle Ron. But I sent these back, and then she sent me another letter saying, "Oh, I can't wait until things happen and me and my great grandpa can take a trip and we can come play." Her and the little monkey together, I'm telling you, I'm going drinking. They'll drive us nuts, Mike, but it'll be such a great night. And when I probably said I'm going drinking, I can hear right now our little princess, our queen, and Hunter their grandma, Janice, saying, I'm going with you. We all need a good little beer here or there, right? But the kids, you mean so much to us. And, the monkey I was with today, and some things happened today that I wasn't happy with. And I'm going to get into them. And not the one thing, because it's just something that's out of my control. And, I've learned one thing: if it's out of my control, I don't worry about it. There is no sense to worry about something I have absolutely no control about. You can teach people right and wrong, but you can't change stupidity. And that's what this woman was today. And I'm not going to go into detail individually, one-on-one. If you want to know about it, I might share it in a couple of days. But I mean, what I went through today was just total ignorance and stupidity from this person. But that's okay, because when you recognize it, Mike Davis says, hello, Ron. Well, you didn't say hi to me, Mike. Hi, Mike. Well, a lot of highs. Hi, hey, Curly. Who's Curly? Is Mo and Larry with you? But, we have Boog and Boogaloo and Boogaroo. And has anybody heard how John's doing?
He's been on chat.
Okay, he's been on chat. Ron says so. Okay, that's what I want to know. I want to make sure John's doing better. He sent me some pictures last week, late last week or early this weekend. I don't remember. I got so much, guys, this week. But see, I did something last night, and John Kennedy posted something late last night. I was sitting here watching TV with Ron, and Ron said, John Kennedy, read that post, and I did. And I go, I love the fact that he is a go-getter, and we have so many go-getters here. Dana 1111 and so many others. And I'm not going to mention names, because I just don't want to keep mentioning people's names and that. But, but guys, sometimes you just got to take a step back and say, I just want to be John Kennedy tonight. I want to be Dana tonight. I want to be Michael tonight. I want to be Myrna tonight. I want to be Margaret Savior tonight. I want to be, all the other ones, Just be yourself for a little bit, because it's not going to go any faster if we're hitting the midnight oil each and every night. And guys, I appreciate everything. But finishing up on the kids, Patriot super gymnast, she came home tonight. She got reading right away. She was all decked up in her Christmas outfit. And a little bit disappointed with mommy because of something that happened. But she's going to understand what she's disappointed at now. She's going to look at her mom in a week or 2 weeks and say, thank you, Mom. Because that's the kind of kid she is. Patriot 7, he's got his Patriot 7 hat. And, me and him is really getting close. And I think he wants me to be his coach next year. We'll see how that goes. But, I mean, spending the time. Guys, we went and cut our Christmas tree yesterday, me and all 5 of my grandkids with my kids and my son-in-law and daughter-in-law. It was kind of funny because the son-in-law and daughter-in-law kind of took a step aside, but the rest of us, man, we was having snowball fights out there. It was like we was when my kids was growing up, when I was growing up. It wasn't so much about the tree. It was about the time we were getting to spend together. And I'm going to share some pictures on my Telegram page and on some other pages of yesterday. And Liam, Patriot 7, literally come up with me. He had a snowball at least that big. And he was sneaking up on me. And all of a sudden, my daughter yelled at me, and I turned around, and I went like this with my hands, and that whole snowball went right in his face, and he went down. And, you would think, he's disappointed. He'd laugh. I didn't think he was ever going to stop laughing.
Well, John must be here tonight. Everybody's saying hello to me.
A truck pulls in, a really nice truck, and my granddaughter, little monkey, Patriot little monkey, she says, Papa, that could be your truck. And I said, yeah. He said, but it's somebody else's. And it's like she got mad. She walked over to the truck door and took a snowball and hit the truck. The people thought it was hilarious. They didn't even know why she did it. It was just, they thought that they was invading our private snowball fights, and we just had an amazing time. Little Hank, Patriot little Hanky, or small Hank, he I mean, they got him right alongside the head, and it hurt. I could tell it hurt him. But we didn't want no crying because there's no crying in snowball fights, right? No crying in snowball fights. So I went up and the little guy who hit him, Patriot 7, I got him good. And I said, "Hey, Hank, I got him for you. Look it, down goes Patriot 7." Or I said, "Liam," and he started to laugh. And my son goes, "How'd you do that?" Because you got to know what to do with the kids. Patriot Kira, she didn't get to really play, but Papa made sure he did get her with a little bit of snow. And she when it went down her face and onto her lip, and she liked it. Fresh new snow. Man, there's nothing like getting out and playing in snow that packs. I wish we'd have had time to make a snowman, but we couldn't get a tree there, so we went to another place. And I'm telling you, my daughter got a tree. It's got to be 11, 12 feet high, and it's just amazing. It was just an amazing time, an amazing weekend, but now we're here. To the kids, we love yous all, and it's not just the kids that's here, it's 100% of the kids all over the world. We love you all, and we're going to try to take care of each and every one of yous. So I'm going to stand up and say the pledge and do the music, and then we're going to get into this show. First, I'm going to say prayer. Dear Lord, as we come to you tonight, I want to give you thanks for everything you did for myself and my family and all the people in our family here, our groups, and everyone that had as amazing of weekend or close to it as I did. Lord, but we've got to look out for the kids, each and every one of the kids and the other people here who have family members or they need your help also. So we're asking you to look after all of us, Lord. We're asking you to put an angel on their shoulder if they need it, or we're just asking you to look after them and let them know everything's going to be all right. To let them know that they need to keep working on building up their spirit so when the time is right, when we're ready to rock and roll, we can all rock and roll together. And I come to you tonight and pray to you through my Savior, your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had
really
to start
Get mad
again
at them
with just my
for knocking
children
it over.
and my wife.
Because
I thank my
I
lucky
like what you want.
stars
So they're
to
putting
be
their feet up on it.
One
living here
of that's
today,
the one behind there.
where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that
She was good up till about 4 o'clock, and then she had a couple of
And
hours.
I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, oh, from sea to shining sea. From Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I'd rather stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt of this land. God bless the USA.
You look too bad on this one, cost you $8 even if David's here, but I don't know if David likes soup. But even if David's not here, your kids are like that. She said, well, I don't get to pay that food with David. She says, I put some cheese in it, I put some bacon in it, and I put some potatoes and carrots in it too.
Next to you, and defend her still today. Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land.
And hell, I could have it ready for you. That's what I say. God bless the USA. Proud to be an American, but you should be proud to be anything. If you live in Canada, be proud to be a Canadian. Just be proud. Be proud and know that soon everything is going to be 100% better. Now, I was talking to Jimmy when I was talking to the kids. I was talking to him about the beds. And the beds are ready. We're waiting on the same thing as we're waiting on when it comes to the revaluation. We're just waiting for the light to go green. The beds are ready. I'm not going to sit here and tell you how they're ready, what we're going to do. All I'm going to say is there's conflicting reports out there that now, today, and I'll probably read it through Judy, but they were talking about how in the beds, there is no, how do I want to put this? There will be no doctors, no nurses, no nothing. Now, there's other people that will be needed. But see, when I say there'll be no doctors, no nurses, no nothing, what I really believe that means, and this is my opinion, is doctors are going to have to learn a new way of doing things. They may not be called doctors. Because if a nurse, through this, what her part is going to be,
They'll probably get the first shit chance to get in.
is a different, is a same thing. Okay. If a nurse, his responsibility is the same as a doctor when you're working with these, why should the doctor's pay be up here and the nurses down here, right? But see, the whole thing is what people have to remember. It just doesn't matter. There's nobody going to be hurting for money. These beds, their technology generates a field of restorative life force energy to stimulate and self-repair all cells. As mentioned already, ensures that you are in good health and proves to be the future of healthcare. The hat has said himself in 2000, whatever, I don't remember the exact date, but he said himself that within 1 year, and this was last year he said it, within 1 year, hospitals would be obsolete. Imagine your life, how it would be simpler if you had artificial intelligence, AI-based system that could scan, diagnose, treat, and prevent the occurrence of medical issues. You don't have to imagine it anymore. Here it is known as special beds, magical beds. It uses TELSA technology and can rejuvenate your health and help you lead a healthy life without any pain. This inbuilt technology, A1 technology, is declared the sci-fi frequency medicine of the future. Moreover, the special bed is the true wonder of advanced medicine. What do they do? What kind of beds are they? There's a regeneration bed, there's a holographic bed, and a regeneration and a rejuvenation and regression bed. What is the working principle of the beds? As mentioned, the Tesla special beds work on the principle of quantum healing. It is portable in-home medical equipment. Now, they're talking here about the in-home ones, so I'm not going to really go into that because I'm only really interested right now in the other ones. How does it work? Complete body scan, detailed analysis of health issues. If you have any health issues occur, if the energy potential in a cell decreases, precise treatment via frequency emission. The beds have many other benefits such as reducing inflammation, improving the level of cellular ATP for more energy production, stimulating natural healing mechanisms, cells repair, managing blood pressure at a normal level, improving sleep quality, promoting nutritional intake, blood circulation, and body detoxification, working as an antidepressant to calm down emotional and nerve actions. Right there alone is enough. But see, it's much, much more than that. We have to understand and they did it to me again. You have to understand that by using these beds, it will literally take away the big C. You know, that CANCER word. When my brother-in-law was still with us, and he fought, one of the last things my brother-in-law said to me is, I'm sorry. Now, he apologized to me. I'm sorry. I don't think I'm going to make it, but thank you for thinking of me. Wow. Thank you for thinking of me because we never give up. Ron and me, until 1:07 in the morning that night, never give up on my brother-in-law. He understood his body and where he was at, and we just couldn't produce and do what we needed to do. That being said, we lost him. We lost that war, but we won so many others. I know it's going to save Renee. It's going to help so many young kids with things that they have. Kids are going to get to live lives that they never dreamed possible. When you look at St. Jude's Hospital, the kids in there, and the St. Jude's Hospital is bragging. They're bragging that they're saving 9 out of 10 kids. And I said, in a year's time, if they have 100,000 kids come through there, they save 90,000, which right now is an amazing feat. We love the fact that they can do that. But that still means 10,000 kids are not with us. And until we can hit 100%, I'm never going to stop trying to help to provide whatever we got to do to get to 100%. Just because these beds, just because these other stuff are there, just because what they're doing at St. Jude's is where they're at, does not mean we got to stop and we're going to keep pushing forward and pushing forward. That does it with I want to talk about the beds. But I wanted to finish there because I want to talk about something else that came over the wire today. It came over the wire that someone said that they had went in to their bank and they got paid. And they asked for the highest rate for the dinar, and they was paid $28.50, and then they was paid a nice amount on others. And now they're saying we're going to get 11 cents. 11 cents or $11,000. If not, we're not going to get 11. We're going to get $11 million on every 100 T note we have. And when I talked to Ron, I said, I'm not happy with that. Ron says he's pretty sure, and this made me feel a lot better, that we're going to get more if you have humanitarian projects. If we have humanitarian projects, they're going to give us more money. the people that's only going to get, and I still am not happy with it because, and I'm going to use an illustration. Someone says, well, you know what? And I had someone say this to me in an email today. You didn't pay that kind of money. 11, and believe me, if all I get is 11 million for every 100 T note I got, fine. If that's all they get, fine. But why? Why are they taking our money? Isn't this what we're fighting so hard to get away from? Aren't we trying to put everything back? And if we're doing it this way, we're not putting anything back. We're staying the same. We're just staying the same, guys. And it's true. And I give Ron an illustration. And I says, or I don't know. Actually, I don't know if I told him this. But I remember talking to myself, if nothing else. Because I get some good conversations when I talk to myself. I get some real good ones. But I said, why should we be punished? No, I was typing it to send to Ron, and my daughter came home. That's what it was, and I never sent it. But I said, why should they take so much? And then say, well, you didn't pay that much. Why should you deserve that much? Well, let's go back to 2008. I had a chance to buy Bitcoin for 1/2 penny a piece. Bitcoin went as high over the years as $70,000. Right now, today, we're sitting at it at about 40,000, which is another lie that we were told, because I went out telling people to get rid of their Bitcoin when it went down to 26 because it was about ready to bottom out and go because of what we've been told. These people laughed at me, and now they're really laughing because it's up to 40. But when it went to $70,000 for one, I could have got it for 1/2 penny in 2008. For 1 penny, I could have sold that for $140,000. Should Bitcoin be able to look at me and say, well, can't give you that much because you didn't pay that much? That supposedly Bitcoin is the one that is supposed to be the wild card, that is supposed to be the one that's promoting and being used by the bad people. But the bad people are paying the $70,000 to people like me and you and whoever has it. But the good people, they say, oh no, you got this note. It's a trusted bond, but we're only going to give you $11 million. And even if it's like what Mark used to say, and we end up getting 40 million or 50 million, whatever it was, that still is not. I don't expect $100 trillion, but I think there should be a negotiating part because I want to rebuild. And Myrna come out and said the other day, I believe it was Friday, Myrna comes out and she says, look, guys, we're in a situation here where if we're going into 1,000 years of peace and no wars and happiness, why do we have to have humanitarian projects? And as I got thinking of that over the weekend, and I'm sitting there today and I get thinking, man, she was so right. And I mentioned it and I talked about it the other day. She was so right, because what do we hear about? We hear about what was in the tunnels in the Vatican, what was in all these other places. They say they have so much gold all around the world in the right places now, being managed by the countries and everything. We have so much that they cannot even put a value on it. There isn't a number high enough that goes that they can put a value on it. So now they're going to say, well, we don't think that you deserve what you've got here. No, we didn't pay it. And if when we bought it, they would have said, well, if you keep it, all you're going to get is maybe $50 million. Guys, I am not being greedy here. I just want to start living in a world that we've been fighting for now for so many years, where they don't take from us without asking us. Why do they need our money for the humanitarian projects if they got gold all over the world that you can't even put a price on it because there is no value? You can't go with numbers that high. Why would you do that? I hope I made a point. Here's something else that came through. This came. No, I gotta change and go over here. This came through from Patriot Diane with 2 N's. ATRAIN, November 27, 2023 at 3:05 p.m. TNT call. Everyone this morning is saying this is our final week of waiting. Iraq is saying to the citizens that the dollar crisis is about to be over. The RV was expected before sunrise today. The times for the next 3 attempts have been set up. It could be at any moment in the next 24 hours. Banks have scheduled people that have a relationship with to come. Banks have scheduled people that they have a relationship with to come in on Wednesday. Everyone believes it will happen before Friday, which makes sense because a lot of government employees go on holiday starting in mid-December. Bank story from TNT member who had an appointment in his bank yesterday to exchange the dinar rate at a bank yesterday was $3.86. The person negotiated $28.50. The dong was 47 cents, and they negotiated a higher rate. They were offering a 0.000000011 on the Zim, $11 million per 100 T note. 33 cents on Bolivar, 167 on Rupiah. They could not negotiate at any higher rate for these. It might be possible to get a higher Zim rate depending on the amount you have. The currency was counted, verified with a black light, placed in a plastic bag and signed off on. The 1% exchange fee was raised due to the volume of currencies exchanged. An NDA for him and his wife would have to be signed before he could get the money. It didn't go through. It was too early, so he was told to come back this evening. Tony said to ask for the highest rate on the dinar and dong. 28.50 is the highest they will give you for the dinar. He knows someone who got $12 for the dong a while back. I thought that was good, but that was kind of what I was talking about earlier about.
Did you say this was at a bank?
Yeah, that was at a bank.
Well, I don't believe it.
Well, I don't know. I'm just Ronnie.
You got to
Okay.
go to the redemption center for the Zim. Maybe
Well,
that's
no.
why they only got that.
They didn't
for the bank.
exchange any Zim. All they exchanged was dinar and dong. Okay, now I want to go back here, and I wanted to read. Here's Margaret sent a video. I want to see if I can share a little bit of it with you.
This is downtown Phoenix, Arizona. Bank of America.
This is downtown Phoenix. Look at the bank. Bank of America. It's empty, guys. It's completely done. Completely done. So that was something I thought was interesting. I don't know if you guys heard Restored Republic today. It's very, very long. 50-some minutes. I listened about 36 or 37 before my daughter got home, but it's very good. A lot of information. A lot of it I've covered tonight, but there's a lot more. You just can't, they talk too fast. You can't take notes and you can't play it here. But Judy, note, Restored Republic via GCR update as of Monday, 27, 2023. Worldwide economic crisis as the global deep state Great Reset fumbles. The global currency reset silently slides into place. Let us all press on in the work of the Lord. Judy note, a global economic collapse was on its way after the largest bank in the world, UBS Bank of Switzerland, collapsed on Friday the 24th. All the deep state cabal was trying to start World War III involving the U.S., Chinese, and Middle East conflict so they could activate their Great Reset. Ricardo Basso confirms major U.S. Marine Navy fleets are in operation. They are making arrests and conducting tribunals under the cloak of exercise. Some of this stuff that she's got I can't read because the hat on the 25th of November, the hat, Big N, 2023, special beds are real. The holographic regeneration revolution begins. America Media Group, AMG News, amg.news.com. 25th, urgent military intel, quantum financial system, Project Odom, and an inevitable call for the emergency broadcast system, America Media, AMG/news.com. Over 170,000 sealed criminal reports. The formidable quantum computer is capable of assigning unique digital identifiers to every piece of fiat currency. All major companies will go bankrupt. Under the direction of the U.S. military, 120 million Q phones were manufactured by a Japanese manufacturer, SHARP. Distribution will be done by Postal Service. In the future, a fraud-free QVS. Guys, that's pretty much it. I hope I did a good enough job tonight. I know I got a little bit excited, but, there's just things happening that, one minute I think, oh, well, things aren't that good. And the next minute I think, oh, my goodness, we are so close. And I really and truthfully believe we are close. And I'm even go as far to say that I think by this time next Monday that we will have the 800 numbers. I believe that. Now, whether we know or not, remember, guys, when I talk like this at the end of the show, I'm just giving you my opinion. I have nothing to really stand pat and say it's going to happen. It's going to be like this. All I have is just the opportunity to sit here and tell you my feelings. I hope I'm right. I pray I'm right. But if I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to surrender. I went out and did some Christmas shopping the other day, and I got not feeling good, and I couldn't figure out why. And since I got sick, meat repulses me right now. I think of a steak, of a juicy hamburger, of something like that, and it sounds so good. And then I think, oh, when I get it in front of me, it's like, oh, my dog here loves me because she's getting plenty of that. But I gotten to the point where me and Ron's just eating soups and that for supper. We're just in a situation where he's fine with it, and it's a waste of money. Now I can eat fish or shrimp like that, but I don't know. I don't know if something happened, what's going on. But I was in the store shopping yesterday, and I was buying some soups. And I've been there, and I met this lady, and she turned out to be a nurse. And she actually approached me because she seen me talking to someone and smile. And she came up to me and said, "You got an amazing smile." And I said, "Well, thank you. Could I see yours?" And she smiled. And I said, "So do you." And I said, "See, whenever I go into a store, when I'm feeling good, I try to make at least 10 people. When I leave my house, I try to make at least 10 people. I've done this for a long time, smile." And the lady tells me she's a nurse, and she tells me that back in that 1 year, with a 2-0 and 2-0, she actually took them things because being a nurse, they had to. But she held off for a long time. Her and a group of nurses and even some doctors held off. And I says, "But can you explain to me why in that year only a couple thousand people died of cancer and only a couple thousand died of Alzheimer's. When the year before, actually 3 years before, all of them had 1 million or more die of them two sicknesses. Close to 3 million if you add them all together each year. But in that year, when that new one come out, and you know what we're talking about 3 million people in the United States was recorded as that. And she said yes, because if they would have recorded it as the other two, they didn't make the big money. That's where we're at. And with that, I'm going to say goodnight. I'll see you Wednesday night. I'll be around. If you need to email me or text me or talk to me, let me know. I'm going to go get something to eat. I haven't ate for quite a while, and I'm getting hungry. So good night. God bless. Patriot 5 and Patriot 6. Love you all.